Guess who showed up?
Hey, everybody. I come back here and saw this big, huge hillbilly mansion in the back of my lawn back here, and I figured it might be Leo, so I figured I better come out and check, see who's in my yard.
Guys, this is Jack Hatfield. I'm sure a lot of y'all remember him from...
I put in a new septic system you're sitting on.
I did notice that. When I pulled in, I noticed that. Okay, yeah, we swing wide.
This property is just so old, you know, it's draining me. The business does well, you know, but it just drains all the money with the infrastructure that we're having to put in.
Didn't you say a few minutes ago that you had been through right around $500,000 on this property?
Yes. I've invested over $500,000 so far, according to QuickBooks, on all the work and everything that we've done. Which, you know, that's went back into the community.
Yeah.
You know, all these contractors I've hired, you know, I've tried to use, as much as I can, I've tried to use local businesses for the supplies and materials and wood mills and sawmills and everything. Not to mention, you know, we've created jobs where there were none.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know, I had a big problem with the infrastructure. You know, that's something that I never thought about coming to do this. You know, of course I was born and raised here, but I left for 20 years making my stink on the world. And you know, I was used to being in environments where there's great infrastructure, you know, in city environments.
Right.
And you come deep in the mountains,
not so much.
And you don't think about that, you know.
No.
So here I had all this ice cream, for example, in the gift shop, and food for the food truck, and you know, my electricity went out more times than I could even count, and it's out sometimes for a day or two. So all that stuff had to be dumped out. Well, I finally got tired of it, filed a public service complaint, found out that it had been off 36 times in 36 months. And so then, you know, I had to go through a whole process, but all the way up and down 44 now, we have all new electrical poles and lines and fiber internet coming in now. We're working with they're called Gigabeam, is a new company coming in here. We're working with Gigabeam to bring in new lines, and we'll be the hub, and the backyard will be the hub for everything around.
That is cool, Jack. So you're not just doing stuff for, you know what I mean? The community is benefiting just from the simple fact that your museum is here.
These other businesses around, you know, and I never thought about the impact it would have in the community doing this. You know, like I've even had other businesses come up and ask how can they help. Because, you know, since we've opened up, it's increased their business. And the more, you know, the more videos we do, the more maps we put out, the more advertising, all that, more people comes in, which patronizes all the other businesses as well.
Shops. You're right.
You know, you don't think about the domino
right.
effect of that. But yeah, I'm about $500,000 in so far. It almost makes me gag when I think about it. But I mean, even just this gravel, for example, this gravel, $20,000 worth of gravel.
Really?
Every time somebody kicks a rock off the bridge, I'm like, what are you doing? I paid for that. You know, it's crazy. It just, you wouldn't think how much this stuff costs, you know. You know, and then, you know, for like the gift shop, of course, you have to buy all this stuff in bulk. This was another big thing that we had to work on. Well, no, I'm talking about the highway. So so you got Route 44 here, the Horsepen Mountain. People barrel down that, and then they come right here, and this curve right here, if you look, this is a blind curve, and it's a complete snake. It's a complete S, all sharp curves. So there were 7, no joke, 7 rollovers in 6 weeks. Every one of them ended up against that rock bank right there.
Really?
Yep. I got tired of going out to see if people were dead or alive. So then I rattled some connections. Hatfield's, we got a long line of connections, I guess we'll say. So I rattled some connections and had all these traffic signs put up, speed limit reduced, and, you know, warning signs, all the stuff. So we've luckily not had any accidents since then. So we've even slowed down traffic. Oh, let me tell you, you're gonna love it. I ordered a...
Here, let's go over in the shade real talk.
I
left my glasses over in the tent. I'm getting blinded out here.
I ordered a new sign. I ordered some signs to try to slow people down even more because, you know, we're doing a bridge over here, which I'll show you in a minute. but one of them is hilarious. It says slow your, and then it has a donkey down.
Yeah.
Slow your ass down.
I noticed you've been doing some work over here too.
So this
the riprap's new, isn't it?
Yep, this is of course a riprap retaining wall. So this actually I had to work with the state road on this project, and then of course, you know, we've been working with the state road down here and Logan County Commission on this project down here. So there's a new entry going in on the cemetery. I don't know if you saw that.
No, yeah. I'm going down there a little bit later.
Yeah, okay. Yep, so we can walk down there if you want to take a look at it. But we're working with them. That's $1 million project.
Really?
Yeah, and that's not even connected to me technically. I've worked with the commission to make sure it gets done, to put it that way.
Right, right.
And it's $1 million investment the county's putting in to create a new entrance to the cemetery. So there'll be a 6-foot wide paved walking path, so everybody can make it up. Because right now, it's, you know,
yeah, it's pretty rocky.
It's pretty rocky and it's steep.
It's steep.
And you know, I was working on a lot of stuff there until, we'll just say I decided to go hands off, unfortunately.
Yeah. You don't realize how steep it is till you get about halfway up.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the rocky, and people can't get up there. You know, there's been a lot of handicapped people and elderly people that, you know, can't unfortunately make the walk, and you know, unfortunately there's nothing that I can even do now. I used to be able to, but now, you know, I can't. But anyways, so yeah, so we've got a new retaining walls put in. This was the historic wall, so you see the top, the square blocks. Yeah, those are the original historic retaining wall blocks. And you see some of them are down in the creek now. That
Devil Anse put in, by the way. That's what he means.
And then it...
he wanted a moat.
Yeah, he did. He built a moat.
He wanted a moat.
You know this creek was moved?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. I couldn't believe it.
I just assumed it was here.
No.
I just assumed he walled it in.
He moved it.
Really?
Yeah, to create a moat. I had to work with the state road on this bridge, and the state road sent me all the surveys and everything from even when his house was here. And you know, now I have the dimensions of the house and everything. So
really?
I'm glad they sent it, because when I go to rebuild it in the future, I'll have some more information. But yeah, the creek was moved. I couldn't believe it. But anyways, yeah, so he built this retaining wall here, but unfortunately it fell in, and when the water rushes through here from the floods, it was
pushes against that side, and it was
curving and washing out under the road.
Right.
So I worked with the state road to come in and do this project, and they, you know, I was out here about in tears when they were tearing the historic wall out.
Yeah, and, I could imagine.
Yeah, and they're like, we'll leave it as much as we can, but we got to get this out. And I said, well, do not dispose of my bricks. So they lined them all on the top, and then they put the others down here, which I'll reuse. See them down there piled up? I'll reuse those on a different project.
Yeah.
But we're getting close to being able to close off the historic bridge.
That's what I was going to ask about that. Just make it a walk bridge?
Yeah, it won't even be that. It'll just be, you know, I'm going to close it off on the road side so nobody can enter that way or exit that way, unless we need to open it for whatever reason.
Right.
But otherwise, it's just going to be for people to be able to, you know,
walk out on the old historic bridge and check it out.
Yeah, and then preserve it until I can afford to
do something bigger.
Yeah, well, bring it up to, see, it's crumbling, so I've got to be able to fix it and stop it from crumbling and all that. But that's
he used railroad track, didn't he?
Railroad rails, yeah.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
There's if you go up under there and look, you can see, because all the concrete has fell off with all the moisture getting under it. But they used, I think it was 29 railroad rails all the way across on the block. And that's how it was built.
It'd be pretty solid when you think.
It is solid.
29 rails.